Welcome back to America Decides. The Trump administration's cut deals with several countries here in the Western Hemisphere to take in and detain immigrants deported from the United States. But it's now also seeking to send migrants to countries on the other end of the world. CBS News has confirmed the White House is working to broker deportation agreements with several countries in the Eastern Hemisphere, including Angola and Equatorial Guinea. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez joins us now. Good to see you, sir. What else do we know about these talks with these quite far-off countries?
Well, Ed, this is part of a broader and intense diplomatic campaign by the Trump administration to convince and persuade as many nations as possible, regardless of their human rights records and the conditions there, to accept third country nationals, migrants from home countries who refuse or reject U.S. deportations of their citizens, including Venezuelans. And we understand that the administration has been talking to several countries in Africa and Europe, including the ones that you named, as part of this push to convince countries to take in as many migrants as possible. There are a lot of questions about how these migrants would be treated, what sort of legal process they would be afforded, and also how much money these countries would be paid by the U.S. to accept these deportations of citizens, again, who are not their own. And so there are many questions still that we have to investigate, but we do know that the administration has confirmed publicly, Ed, that they are actively searching for countries to deport migrants who right now cannot be deported to their home countries.
What's another country besides Venezuela that isn't accepting migrants back?
Well, Cuba, for example, limits deportations.
Okay.
There are countries like Nicaragua also that limit deportations, and countries that are in Africa but do not accept U.S. deportations as well.
So we could conceivably see Venezuelans and Cubans sent to somewhere like Angola or Equatorial Guinea?
Well, it's unclear right now because these agreements have not been announced or finalized, but there is actually one proposal, according to the documents that we obtained, under consideration that would allow the U.S. to use these deportation agreements to deport suspected members of Tren de Aragua. As you know, that is the notorious Venezuelan prison gang. As you know, the U.S. already sent nearly 300 suspected TDA members to El Salvador, which has imprisoned them there at that infamous, notorious mega prison.
I got to ask you about something the Trump administration also announced today. It says it's going to offer immigrants living illegally in the United States free airline tickets and a $1,000 incentive to self-deport. The border czar, Tom Homan, had this to say about it today. Take a listen.
You'll have some movement, right? Because I think people are finally getting the message, if you leave on your own, you can take advantage of legal programs, come back. Come back as a worker, a tourist visa, a visitor's visa, a student visa, or have a U.S. citizen child if you have one, petition for you in the future. Leave yourself open to the opportunity of legal entry. Do things the right way.
The president also said today his administration is going to get migrants, quote, a beautiful flight back to where they came from. In our remaining 45 seconds, Camilo, what else should we know about this apparent initiative?
Well, Ed, recognizing that ICE does not have the manpower or the resources to identify, arrest, detain, and deport everyone who is here illegally, the administration has been pushing for self-deportations. They are now instructing migrants who are here in the country illegally to use a smartphone app known as CBP Home now to sign up to register for self-deportation, to tell the government they intend to depart the country voluntarily, and to request travel assistance in the form of a free plane ticket to be sent back home. And after that self-deportation is confirmed by U.S. officials, they will be eligible for $1,000 in a stipend. So this, again, is a carrot that the administration is employing alongside its sticks to push for self-deportations, Ed.
Okay, but reality check here. All the immigration attorneys and experts you talk to, have you heard of anyone who has logged into that app and admitted they're here illegally and announced plans to self-deport through that app?
Well, that is still an open question. We're trying to get as many data sets and numbers from the government as possible. But according to the Department of Homeland Security, thousands of migrants have already self-deported under this administration.
Fascinating. All right. Camilo Montoya-Galvez, when it comes to immigration, we call him. We're glad you were here today. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.